Good evening, baseball fans. Welcome to beautiful Ironman Field here in Miramichi, New Brunswick for Game 3 of the semifinal series between your Chatham Miramichi Honda Ironman and the visiting Saint John Alpines. I am, of course, voice of the Ironman, Chris Jardine, alongside the best colored man in the business, Jake Dignam. And I'll tell you what, Dig, two-game lead in the series. If you're the Ironman, there's no place you would rather be. What do you think are the keys for the Ironman tonight to try to make this a 3-0 series lead?
Hey, Chris. Welcome back, everybody, to Ironman Baseball here in Miramichi. Keys tonight are going to be quite simple. On the mound, Nick Laggett, you're going to have to get ahead, and you're going to have to get outs and some length from Nick. That is number one. As few pitches as the bullpen is required to throw tonight is the perfect scenario. Obviously, 7 games in a series, so you don't want to burn anybody out this early. Continue to hit with runners in scoring position. The Ironmen seem like they have everybody in the starting lineup, so we should expect the offense that's been kind of chugging along since July.
We do have a few lineup changes on either side, which we will get into as we get towards the first inning here. I think the key tonight is defense on both sides. You have Nick Leggett, you have Ryan Galbraith. Neither of them strikes out a lot of guys. They're both going to be handy to the strike zone. I expect the ball is going to be in play a lot here tonight. And I really think, in terms of at least this game, I think the team that plays better defense is likely going to be the victor tonight. If you watch Game 1 here, the Ironmen took advantage of some miscues from the Alpines in the field. A couple of pass balls, a couple of wild pitches, a couple of plays in the field where they took advantage and they turned that into runs. And again, that was a game where you had Dow and Hernandez who had a lot of strikeouts. We had close to, I think, 15, 16 strikeouts total in the game. I don't expect us to get anywhere near that many tonight. So I really think it's going to be the team that plays better defense and a very, very crucial 24-hour swing here. Obviously, Game 3 tonight. Game 4 goes tomorrow night at 7 p.m. So again, the Charlottetown Islanders, we're going to get into that in a minute. The Islanders waiting. And we'll have first pitch here in a minute, folks. We're just going to have the national anthem, and we'll be right back here on O'Donaghues Ironmen Baseball Live. So here we go as the anthem is complete. We're ready here for Game 3. Let's take a look at the lineup for the Saint John Alpines. We do have some changes tonight. We're going to get into those in just a minute. Connor Hill is playing shortstop and leading off. Adam Clark playing second, batting second. Ryan Scott, the third baseman, is batting third. Ennis Hayden, the right fielder, batting fifth. Mark Legier is Ennis Hayden batting fourth. Sorry, Mark Legier is DHing and batting fifth. Matt Beach playing center field and batting sixth. Hayden Dow playing left field and batting seventh. Connor Huckins playing first and batting eighth. And Ryan Van Snick is doing the catching and batting ninth. And again, affiliate Ryan Galbraith will be starting. Dig lineup changes here, I would say, based on how the first 2 games have gone.
Yeah, absolutely. The Alpines are obviously looking to spark something. Down 0-2. It's now or never. Kind of that going down 0-3 is kind of a death sentence, right? It's so hard to crawl out of that hole. And so tonight's the night they need to get going. Just a quick note. Adam Clark, Matt Beach, and Hayden Dow 0 for 16 in the series combined. And if you add the leadoff hitter Connor Hill in there, 1 for 24.
Yeah.
That's just not going to get it done at this level. And that's a large portion of your offense if you're Saint John Alpine.
And again, big credit to Julio Hernandez, Jamie Walls, Zach Gossman. They've kept the Alpines' big bats at bay. Let's take a look for the defense here for the Ironmen tonight. Jay Cook is in left. Mike McKay is in center. Zach Goss in right. Few changes in the infield with Nick Leggett on the hill. Garrick Hale is over at third. Chris Keating is at short. It was a game-time decision here tonight. Charlie Mawson at second and Logan Walsh over at first with Jeff Watkin behind the plate. And again, Nick Leggett on the hill for the Ironmen, obviously making his first appearance in the playoffs, was 2-1 with a 6.06 ERA in the regular season. And again, tuning it up here. Obviously, in a situation where his team has a 2-0 lead, like you said, the mission here has to be strike one early and often here tonight.
Yeah, it's so important for pitchers in this league to get ahead. And if Nick can do that, obviously Julio and Jamie both showed that getting ahead of these Saint John Alpines produces success. So Nick's going to follow that blueprint and hopefully get ahead 0-1 early and often tonight.
So we will see where it goes, folks. Game 3 again. What an important 24 hours it is in this series. Saint John with 2 chances to get back in the series. The Ironmen looking to wrap it up quickly. Again, the Charlottetown Islanders await the winner of this series. They completed the 4-game sweep over the Fredericton Royals last night down on Baseball Hill. So they are sitting, they are waiting, they are ready, and they are eager to defend. They are heading for a 3rd straight league championship. What a season it has been for them, coming off a national championship last month. And it's going to be Connor Hill leading it off. And again, as Dig alluded to, 1 for 8 in the series so far. His 1 hit was a double. And here comes the first pitch of the game from Nick Leggett. And that is high for ball 1. Umpiring crew tonight, Jamie Moore calling the balls and strikes. Brandon Perry down the first base line. Josh Humphrey down the third base line. Here comes the 1-0. And that is fouled away. So Nick battles back quickly here, 1-1. Again, a fantastic crowd here tonight at Ironman Field. $1,000 guaranteed 50-50 here tonight. Also a 100% guarantee of piping hot pizza. And that is hit in the air in the infield. 8 p.m. sky. And Mawson pulls that one in. 1 up, 1 down here for Leggett in the top of the first. So again, Adam Clark drops down from the leadoff spot to the number 2. Did not play in game 2 down in Saint John. Was 0 for 4 in game 1 here on Monday night. And scheduled for the rest of the series, game 4 is tomorrow night, 7 p.m. at Memorial Field in Saint John. If the series goes a 5th game, it will be Monday night here at 8 p.m. Leggett rocks and fires. And that is bottom of the zone on the inside part of the plate for strike 1.
And a little more zip than we're used to seeing from Nick Leggett tonight, Chris, so far.
Kid's pumped up, as
He's
they like
excited
to say.
for his playoff start,
Yep. That's
a good
curveball
curveball
in there for strike 2. I think Clark thought that might have been high. Again, Leggett only threw 17 innings in the regular season. So obviously, managing his workload, using them when they need it. Obviously, with the way the schedule goes, don't get as many chances. And that is a grounder to second. Mawson up with it. So Charlie Mawson with 2 outs here in the top of the first inning. But again, Ray, and we said it time and time again, with Hernandez and Jamie Walls, obviously Newman had his turns in the rotation. Garrick Hale had a great season starting pitching for the Ironmen.
Yep.
Just a combination of, managing Nick's. And I think, honestly, Nick could be a key part of this because he's, again, not to look too far ahead as the first pitch comes in here to Ennis Hayden. That's in there for a strike. But you're looking at a team in the
Ryan
finals.
Scott.
Oh, it's Ryan Scott, sorry. You're looking at a team in the finals that usually has 8 left-handed hitters in the lineup, right? And that's going to hit Ryan Scott. So, again, obviously not looking past this, but trying to get Nick in.
Oh, and that one got Jeff Walkin, too.
Because, again, right, Charlottetown sends up 7, 8 left-handed hitters routinely. So, again, Nick and Newman especially are guys that you want to get them some work. You want to get them some regular reps here. Obviously, a situation here where you're up 2-0. Not saying you have nothing to lose, but give the big lefty a chance, right?
Yeah, no, and it's seeing what you have, right? And of course, you're not looking ahead of the opponent you have right now. Your main focus is the Saint John Alpines, and that is the singular focus right now, and that's what it needs to be. But it's never a bad thing to have a lefty, even if it's 2 innings at a Zach Newman at the end of a game.
Yep.
It's a different look than bringing in Goss or Rylan Matchett, who these guys would have seen quite a bit in the regular season.
Yeah. So Ennis Hayden steps in here after the hit by pitch to Ryan Scott. Hayden 2 for 3 with a home run in the series. He hit in game 1 was DH'd 4 in game 2 as he started on the hill for the Alpines. Took the loss. Again, he hit a ball here Monday night, way out of here to left field. Runner going, and that's a throw down, and that'll be a stolen base for Ryan Scott. So the Alpines will have a runner in scoring position now here with 2 out. That does open up the possibility of first base being open, and we're going to get time here as Nick wants to go over the signs with catcher Jeff Watkin.
Yeah, excuse me, Scott with a great jump on that. Nick not super quick to home plate, so a tough throw for Jeff Watkin, and no chance there.
Yeah. So again, 1-1 count here to Hayden. 2 outs in the top of the first inning. We'll see how aggressive they decide to go. Hayden way in over the plate here. Definitely trying to get something in under the hands. That is a great dot on the outside corner. Looked like a little cutter there maybe from Nick. Something definitely with some run back over the plate there. And now it's 1-2. Now you open up some options here. Bounce one at the letters. Like they're looking away here again. Maybe a little change up here. Scott going, and that is high and away for a ball. Scott steals third without a throw. So 2 stolen bases for Scott. So now the Alpines with 2 out here have a runner over at third. We want to thank everybody for tuning in tonight. If you're watching on Facebook or YouTube or Twitch, thank you so much. That's outside for a ball. That runs the count full. 3 balls, 2 strikes. I have to think this is a situation where they're going to try to get Hayden to swing. And that is fouled away.
Good pitch by Nick. Obviously, the game plan is to stay away from him. That ball that Hayden hit off Julio in the first game was a slider on the inner half, and he did not miss it. So,
yeah, and you could tell, I mean, with the way Hayden is basically out over the plate, he's looking for something inside. And he got one there and fouls it off.
And after 5 or 6 on the outer half, Nick able to kind of sneak one, and Hayden a good swing to just get a piece of it.
Yeah, Hayden kind of shaking his head there. Feels like he probably should have got that one. So full count again here. 2 outs in the top of the first. And that is outside for ball 4. So Hayden will draw a walk. That will move runners to the corners now, and we will see the designated hitter, Mark Legier, come to the plate. Legier's 2 for 6 in the series, has a single, a double, and a run scored. DHing tonight. He caught game 1, DH'd game 2. So again, first and third, Hayden with a gargantuan lead over at first base, and time is called. It was Legier that called times. Again, obviously the Alpines think they have something with Leggett here with the ability to pick up some bags. And a little step back off there. Hayden back with ease.
Good quick move by Nick, trying to get him with his feet crossed kind of at first base there, but.
Yep. Again, Ryan Scott aggressively coming down the line there at third. A long pause here from Nick. Hayden is going, and that is high for a ball, and there will be no throw. So we'll have to keep an eye on that. 3 stolen bases here for the Alpines in the top of the first inning. 2 without a throw. Obviously able to get big jumps on Leggett. And that is hit high. Will it stay in play for Gary Hale? It will not, and that will just land on the...
In the garbage can.
In the garbage can?
What a shot by Mark Legier.
Wow, in the garbage can. Claps on the field there. Is that one in the garbage can? Yes, big shout out to Skip. Skip is in South Bend, Indiana.
Oh.
Going to see the Fighting Irish
tomorrow. The Fighting Irish
yes,
tomorrow, yes.
That's on the outside.
Good pitch by Nick right there.
1 ball, 2 strikes. So big Skip, Greg Morris, Greg and Kathy down in Indiana on a little bit of a getaway. He was telling me he's looking forward to watching the Fighting Irish tomorrow. That is legged into right field, and that is going to get down and get into the corner. That is going to be at least a double, and it will be a 2-run double for Mark Legier, and the Alpines do exactly what they needed to do, which is get out to an early lead. And they have a 2-0 advantage here early in this ball game. So again, the lineup changes for the Alpines, paying some dividends here early. Here's a guy that they need to get going. Matt Beach stepping in here. He's 0 for 8 in the series. Had 4 strikeouts in game 2, and Legier going. I mean, he had a running lead. That is the 4th stolen base of the inning here for the Alpines.
Yeah, definitely something to watch moving forward. Legier with a good swing on that ball that was away.
That is out of play foul. So quickly 0-2.
Not trying to do too much against Laggett. They know they have a little bit more time. Obviously, a little bit less velocity tonight, so able to shoot that one. And now the Saint John bench.
Lots of life over there. That is just outside as he tried to bend back a curveball. And I think Beach kind of looked back, waiting to see if that was going to be called strike 3. Feeling out the Jamie Moore strike zone here early. That is low and inside. Ball 2. So again, could not ask for a better top of the first inning for the Alpines here. They scored 2 runs on 1 hit. That is bounded down the first baseline. A great sliding play by Logan Walsh will end the threat, but the Alpines do exactly what they need to do. They scored 2 in the top of the first inning. Mark Legier with a 2-run double. So after an inning, it will be the after a half inning, it'll be the Saint John Alpines 2, and the Ironmen coming to bat here on O'Donaghues Ironmen Baseball Live. So we go to the bottom of the first inning here. Let's take a look at the lineup for the Ironmen. It'll be only one change really, but you have Mike McKay, Chris Keating, Nick Leggett, Jeff Watkin, Jake Cook, Charlie Molson, Logan Walsh, Gary Hale, the one change as he is playing third base tonight, and Zach Goss. Again, they will be facing junior affiliate Ryan Galbraith, who is 3-0 this season in the NBSBL, has a 4.38 ERA. Again, pitch to contact kind of guy, 24 innings, only 13 strikeouts. He has allowed 31 hits. And 9 of those have been extra base hits. So again, much like Nick Leggett, we do expect the ball will be in play a fair amount here tonight.
Yeah, no, like you had alluded to earlier, the Saint John defense needs to be on point tonight. This is a guy that's not going to blow anybody away, and he expects the 7 guys behind him to make the plays that need to be made.
Absolutely. So here we go in the bottom of the first. Mike McKay is going to step in here. Mike is 2 for 6 in the series, couple singles, couple runs scored, and that is high for ball 1. St. John runners in at the corners here, expecting a potential bunt. That is on the outside part for strike 1, says home plate umpire Jamie Moore, and that one is good pitch from Galbraith right there. That is outside for a ball, 2-1. From Galbraith, and that is a swing and a miss. Foul tipped into the catcher's mitt, and that'll run the count 2-2 here. We'll see if the Ironmen can answer back here. St. John again scoring 2 in the top of the first. That is right there for strike 3. And again, lots of life from the Saint John Alpines dugout tonight.
Really nice pitch by Galbraith.
Really great pitch. Yeah, again, going outside with a little slider. Again, not often you see Mikey crossed up like that, and I don't think that's at all what he was looking for as he took that one for strike 3. Here's Keats. That's on the inside part for strike 1. Keating 1 for 2 in the series. Couple of runs scored. That is in there for strike 2. Keating left the game down in St. John the other night. Again, less than 100% is what we're hearing. And that is fouled away. Again, was a game time decision here tonight. Adam Wenzel actually took infield, outfield at shortstop just to give Keats a little break, let him save it for the game.
Yeah, a little less movement.
That's high and away for a ball. Again, right, it's playoff time. You play through anything, right, but you have to manage it. And that is outside Pretty close, handy pitch there that I think Galbraith kind of wanted, but a little too far outside and runs the count to 2-2.
The flip side of that is it gives Adam Wenzel the reps that if something does happen,
he's ready.
He's ready and he's confident at shortstop.
And that is, so he just misses outside and he just misses inside. But again, a couple good fastballs here. Galbraith just doesn't get the call. So full count here. And that is hit hard towards second. That's a great play. We talked about the Saint John defense. That is a hard hit ball and a great play by Adam Clark for out number 2. Again, if that is the kind of defense that Ryan Galbraith's going to get behind tonight, he should be in good shape. A really hard hit ball on a 3-2 pitch from Keating there. And a little sliding play as that kind of handcuffed Clark a little bit, but he's able to make the play.
Yeah, really nice play to stay down on that ball.
Yep, there's a curveball to Nick Leggett for a ball. Well, I'm going to say maybe that was up. That's a fastball there for strike 1. Leggett 2 for 8 in the series, couple singles and a run scored. That is fouled off at the plate. So Galbraith looking good here early, all around the strike zone here. 1 and 2, 2 out here in the bottom of the first inning. That is hit off the handle of the bat into right field, and it'll be Hayden makes the play out there. So 3 up, 3 down in the top of the first. Exactly what the doctor ordered for the Saint John Alpines is after an inning, it is Alpines 2, Ironman 1 here on a playoff edition of O'Donaghues Ironmen Baseball Live. Ironman Baseball Live is brought to you by O'Donaghues Irish Pub. Our beautiful back patio is open and dogs are welcome. We even have a special O'Don's Irish Pup menu for your furry friend. Head on over to our website, O'Donaghues.com, to check out our full menu and upcoming event schedule. O'Donaghues, welcome to your pub. So we go to the top of the second. The Alpines with a couple of runs in the top of the first. The key hit, a Mark Legier 2-out double. Scored a couple of runs. Alpines had Ryan Scott reach on a hit by pitch, and it's Hayden reached on a walk. Hayden Dow here to lead it off. Dow 0 for in the series, 0 for 4. And he squares around a bunt. They will say he didn't go. And Dow trying to maybe just put that in the Ironman heads. Again, you see Garrick Hale in on the grass over at third. And that's in the dirt now, quickly 2-0.
Short there by Nick.
Yeah, absolutely.
A little bit of feel after you see the first bunt attempt. You're going to spin another one. Hopefully the guy.
Yep. And that is high for ball 3. So 3-0 here to Dow. That is ball. Oh no, called a strike. Thought maybe that was going to be called high for ball 4. But it is called a strike. 3 balls, 1 strike here as Nick tries to battle back against Hayden Dow. That is a broken bat bleeder. And I don't think Nick saw it off the bat. I think he was more worried about the bat coming to his right. I don't think he really saw where the ball went. So that'll be an infield single. And just like that, St. John has a runner on. Now we have to keep an eye on their running the bases because 4 stolen bases in the top of the first inning, 3 of which without a throw.
Yeah, you just can't let him run loose all night. It's just too difficult with, like you said, a guy who pitches contact like Nick. Limiting base runners and limiting runners in scoring position is obviously huge here.
Yeah, absolutely have to try to do something to keep them in check. And again, Dow looking ready to go here over at first. And a throw over. Back he goes. Something going on in Douglastown, I would say, Dig. And that squares around, and I'm not sure where that missed. Down for ball 1. So Huckins up here. Huckins number 8 hitter, correct?
Yep, number 8 hitter.
2 for 4 in the series, couple singles. Long look over to first, and he bunts. And they're going to have a play at second, and they will have him. And again, a great job there by catcher Jeff Watkin as that ball was bunted back to Nick Leggett, and he was roaring 2-2. Again, that's catcher's job in that situation to understand, hey, you can turn around and make a force out at second. So that is a fielder's choice, no sacrifice. 1-6 on the putout for those of you scoring at home. There's a swing and a miss by the number 9 hitter, Ryan Van Snick. Van Snick, 1 for 2 with a single the other night. Did not play game 1. Bats here with a runner on and 1 out. That's a curveball away in the dirt. Evens a count of 1-1.
Not much of a lead by Huckins. I don't think he has many stolen bases on the year. I don't have the stats in front of me, but I think they're going to let Van Snick and Hill swing away here.
That is hit high and deep to left. Back at the track, at the wall. It is off the wall. Cook up with it and throws it in over the cutoff. So that will be a double for Ryan Van Snick. And the bottom of the order doing a little bit of trouble here, a little bit of damage here, as that'll be second and third now with 1 out. That'll turn it back over to the top of the order. Again, Van Snick just under that one as that one ends up hitting off the Shoppers Drug Mart sign out in left field.
Infield drawn in here. You want to cut that run.
Yep, absolutely. That's in the dirt for ball 1. So the Alpines threatening again here already with a 2-run lead. They have runners at second and third here with 1 out and back to the top of the order for Connor Hill. That's a curveball that misses high for ball 2. Key moment in the ball game here. That is called outside for ball 3.
And Nick just fighting it a little bit this inning.
Absolutely. Maybe a little cautious with first base hoping here. And that is right at the bottom of the zone for strike 1. Hill ready to turn and fire his bat over towards the dugout, but we'll have to stay in for at least one more as it's 3-1. That is down for ball 4, so that'll load it up now.
Puts the double play back in order.
Does, so that allows Keating and Mawson to back up in the middle. That'll bring Adam Clark to the dish. Clark grounded out to second his first time. Again, Leggett got the first 2 outs in the top of the first. A pop out to second, a ground out to second. Then it was a hit by pitch and a walk and an RBI 2-run double later. That is in the dirt. He has had trouble getting ahead. And again, Dig, as you so astutely mentioned before the game, big key for Leggett to start getting ahead of these guys here. That is on the outside part for a strike.
Yeah, you just put yourself at such a disadvantage against this lineup if you're having to pitch 1-0, 2-0, 3-1. You just kind of got to throw them a strike, and at this level, guys can hit strikes.
That's foul back for strike 2. And again, we talked about
play.
it prior to game 1, right? I mean, this Alpines team can hit.
Yes.
They
flat out
You know,
hit.
the Ironmen have held them at bay. Obviously, Hernandez and Walls pitch a couple of great ball games, but this team can hit. Changing up the lineup a little bit, just trying to get people in some different spots, and it's worked out for them so far. Here comes the 1-2, and that is right there for strike 3 on the inside part of the plate. That is a massive strikeout for Leggett. But again, right, this Alpines team, they're not going to go quietly into the night here. Again, 2 runs in the top of the first, bases loaded here now in the second, and it's going to be on Leggett to start getting ahead of these guys. So 2 out here, Ryan Scott steps in. That is right at the bottom of the zone for a strike.
And you know what, Chris? The Alpines, to their credit, in the first 2 games, yeah, they're down 0-2 in the series, but they're a hit or 2 away from being up 2-0.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like, it's been good baseball.
That is looped in the line, and that's going to be foul. Scott out in front of a change up there. And that's the thing, right? I mean, we were here, the Alpines were in control for the middle part of the game here the other night in game 1. Had a chance, and it was definitely not their hitting that let them down in that situation.
No, it was a miscue by Hayden Dow.
Yep. And that is a hard hit ball to second. Mollison up with it. Has a bit of trouble, but he's able to recover. So that is huge as the Alpines will strand the bases loaded. So Leggett able to get the second and third out after loading the bases. So after an inning and a half here, it remains the Saint John Alpines 2 and your Chatham Miramichi Honda Ironmen. No score here on O'Donaghues Ironmen Baseball Live. So we go to the bottom of the second inning here. It's going to be Watkin, Cook, Paulson here to face Galbraith, who went 1-2-3 in the bottom of the first. Alpine's up 2-0 here early. There we go. Watkin in the series. 2 for 6. Has a single, a double, 3 runs scored.
And that single was the
first run of the ball game here.
It was
the other night. First run of the series. That's outside for ball 1. Again, we have seen this story many times. Ironman down a couple, 2 or 3 innings into the ball game here. And that is hit high and hard, but foul down the left field line. And again, obviously a massive situation for Leggett to get out of that, keep it to a 2-run game. And those are the kind of things that, they don't make a difference right this second, but those are the things that can turn the tide of a baseball game.
Yeah, you build a little bit of momentum and you get the guys feeling,
that is strike 2.
You get the guys feeling better than, giving up 3 or 4 that inning and then you're down 6 as opposed to 2, right?
That's right. Absolutely. Those little things, right? So those little things, right? We look at the game here the other night, obviously a couple big plays. You think back to the Charlie Mollison play, saves 2 runs.
That's the difference in the ball game.
That's the difference in the ball game, right? Yep. Do we look back tonight and say, hey, them not scoring the bases loaded in the second, is that the difference tonight? That is outside for ball 3. So a full count here to Watkin. It's all that little stuff, right? It's all the chess pieces of a baseball game.
The great coaches always harp, do the little things right, and the big things will happen, right? So
Absolutely.
It's everybody making sure you do your job.
That is high for ball 4.
Whoa.
Galbraith
Not
happy with himself there.
himself or maybe the home plate umpire.
Hard to say. Hard to say, but a audible expletive, let's call it that. Not nice words. Here's Cook, 3 for 8 in the series. All 3 of his hits are singles. Leadoff man on. Big hole on the right side here. That's in the dirt, and that's going to get away. And I'll tell you what, Dig, we saw it a lot in game 1. Wild pitches, pass balls. The Ironmen, especially game 1 here the other night, big advantage in their direction.
Yeah, big time. And the top of the first, the Alpine took 4 bases basically for free, right? And that's a free 90 right there for the Ironmen. And
absolutely. Takes away the double play, has a runner at second now, nobody out. That is inside for ball 2. So now Galbraith with his first runner on after a walk has fallen behind 2-0. And again, 3 pass balls here the other night, 3 wild pitches. They scored a run on a wild pitch. And that's inside for ball 3.
I think that's 5 or 6 in a row now from Galbraith.
Yes, Galbraith. He was 1 and 2 to Watkin, threw 3 to Wacom, and now 3 here to Jake Cook. That is at the bottom of the zone for a strike as Cook looking back. Jamie Moore, a little deliberate with the strike call, which I don't hate. I love it, but it does cause those hitters on those borderline ones
just
to have
check,
a little peek back. That is mighty hack from Cook there, foul back to fill the count. No, all out of town umpires on the call tonight. Usually see more out of town guys in the playoffs. The playoff umpire assignment's a little more dynamic than in the regular season. That is fouled over the third base dugout. Yeah, you do. You see a little more
travel for the
little more
umpires.
travel again.
Yeah.
I think all 3 guys from the island. No, I think Brandon's from Fredericton.
Yeah, the first base umpire I believe is Fredericton or Mukto area. I remember him umpiring.
You get a lot more out of town guys in the playoffs. That is hit down the first baseline foul. That looked like a little something floater from Galbraith there, trying to change it up.
And you know what? The Galbraith's impressed me so far with the arsenal. He can spin the ball really well. You know what I mean? He's not, like you say, not going to overpower you with the fastball, but he's been moving around the zone, in, out.
Yeah, he's looked good. I mean, he lost it for a few pitches here in this second, but he's found it now again. And that is fouled off in front of the plate as that hits Cook on the foot. So whoever wins the league gets first choice of pickups.
Correct, yeah. That's why it's so important with Nationals being here next year.
Yeah,
the winner of the league is going to take all the pitching, right?
Whoever wins the finals gets first choice. So we're going to get another full count pitch here. Nobody out in the top of the second. Watkins out at second base. That is inside for ball 4. So it'll be first and second now. And it'll be Charlie Mawson coming to the dish here.
And Ryan Scott, third baseman, in expecting the bunt. I would say that the same way we told the Alpines last, what was that, Monday night, game 1? It's an auto bunt right here. Get the 2 guys
I tell you what, I like not having the bunt on first pitch. I like giving Charlie a swing here. Down for ball 1, no sign of I like giving Charlie
the upper hand.
I like giving Charlie a swing here. You're down 2, play for the big inning. Got to play for the big inning here. So first and second, nobody out here. The 1-0. That is down 2-0. That's going to necessitate a times call from the catcher, Ryan Van Snick. And we're going to get a little meeting of the infield on the mound here. I think Van Snick has seen enough here in the last couple of hitters. Again, back-to-back walks to lead off the inning after a clean 1-2-3 bottom of the first.
And where he's been around the zone this half inning so far, Chris, it may be let's take a strike and make him throw one here.
Absolutely. Again, right? It's the game within the game. Yeah, we were talking about that earlier. There were some hitters in the Alpines lineup that have to get going. That's down for ball 3. So Galbraith a pitch away here from walking him loaded.
With a very hot hitter in Logan Wall standing on deck.
Not the guy you want to be loading him up for on deck right now. That is right there for a strike on the inside part of the plate. So there's your take one. Kevin Bowes with some claps here, so no bunts in this situation. Galbraith has to throw 2 more. That's down for ball 4. It'll get away from Van Snick, but that won't matter. Again, pretty nonchalant there with, with the catching.
I guess he's assuming that he's not going to try to take home plate. He can beat Jeff in a foot race. So
loaded up here for Logan Walsh. He's 4 for 6 in the series. He's scored 4 runs. All 4 of his hits are extra base hits.
Boy, what a time for another one.
2 doubles, a triple, and a home run. And I'll tell you what, this place might blow up if he gets a hold of one. That is right down the middle. And again, after 3 straight walks, you're obviously going to take a strike here.
Yeah, absolutely. That's one for the team right there from Logan.
Alpine's playing back, except for at first base. That is down for a ball.
Right play by Huckins. Try to get the ball right at you. You're going to the plate and trying to turn 2.
Yep. Scott even. And Scott's got a good enough arm to throw that from where he is there. That's a strike. Again, I don't think that's what Walsh was looking for. So 1-2 now as Galbraith tries to battle back here. But the base is loaded here in the bottom of the second. And that is hit a mile in the air in the infield. That'll be an infield fly. So Clark will make the play. Walsh was retired on the infield fly anyway. So that is a massive out, number 1. That'll bring Garrick Hale to the plate. He will be stepping up to the dish for the first time in the series. And they announce it as Zach Goss, but Jerry having some trouble downstairs there with. There it is. Boy. Hale 8 for 27 in the regular season, good for 276. And that is hit hard towards short. Hale runs fast. This is going to be a tough turn, and he is going to beat it out. And Huckins, unable to scoop it, and they're going to score second run. And Hale is going to try to advance to second base here. So again, we talked about how defense was important. A miscue trying to turn the double play will allow the Ironmen to score 2 runs, and this ball game is tied.
And that play is made by Gary Hale giving 100% down the line.
Absolutely.
Connor Hill knows he's got to make a perfect throw right there. He rushes it, and Huckins unable to pick him up on the back end, and Jake Cook hustles a really hard 90 feet and gets him the second run.
So the scoring there, Hill to Clark for the 6-4 put out. Hale is safe at first on, I guess, you can't assume a double play, but I don't know if that's E4. That probably is E4. It's E4 on the board. So Hale reaches E4. So it should be a fielder's choice, and it should be an RBI for Hale. And that is fouled off at the plate. So to recap, Hale is 6-4. Malson is retired at second. No. Yes, Malson retired at second.
Also retired.
Hale reaches E4, and then that also E4 also allows Jay Cook to score.
E6. Connor Hill threw the ball.
No, I think it was 6-4, wasn't it? It was grounded to short.
Yeah. Hale came across the bag and threw it in the dirt.
Hey, I'll take your word for it. But either way, ground out. So 2 innings in the books here. And the score is your Chatham Miramichi Iron 2, the Alpines 2.
1 sec.
Ironmen Baseball Live is brought to you by O'Donaghues Irish Pub. If you are looking for a space to host an event, our upstairs area has seating for 40 for your grad party, baby shower, business meeting, or private party. What better way to host than in a Miramichi historic landmark with awesome food and drink? Head on over to our website, O'Donaghues.com, to check out our full menu and upcoming event schedule. O'Donaghues, welcome to your pub. All right, so we go to the top of the third inning. We after reviewing the video evidence, we have confirmed it was 6-4 fielder's choice, E4, which allowed Hale to reach and the second run to score.
Hey, I'll be the bigger man and say I was wrong. You know,
right.
I'll be the bigger man. That's okay.
No right or wrong. There's just what it is.
What the facts.
So here's Hayden, and as Hayden steps in, couldn't be more on top of the plate. Again, looking for his pitch here, and Leggett falls behind 2-0.
No shortage of traffic so far in this game.
Nope. The Ironmen scored 2 runs without a hit. I'm not sure where that was. 3-0. Yeah, the Ironmen scored 2 runs without a hit. 3 walks and an error. That's in there for a strike 3-1. There have been 4 runs in this ball game. There have only been 3 hits. And again, we talked about it. And again, obviously, double play, a very tough play.
Very tough play.
But again, in that situation, big cut by Hayden there for strike 2. But in that situation, Huckins trying for the scoop over at first, ball gets away. Again, just not super clean defensively, and it allows 2 runs to score.
No, yeah, it's as Nick is going to walk
4.
Hayden. It's a do or die play for Huckins at first. You either body it up and take the 1 run and say leave it.
Hale was in there. I mean, he was.
Yeah,
in
he
there
was there. He was there.
right?
I think the smart play is just knock that ball down, make sure Jay Cook stays at third base, and let Gallagher try to get out of that.
Let him get the next guy. Right?
Exactly.
Absolutely. Easy for us to say sitting up here.
Oh, absolutely.
So here's Mark Legier, has the biggest hit of the ball game so far for the Alpines, a 2-run double in the top of the first inning.
Hayden with a large lead at first again.
Oh, yeah.
He's probably going first pitch.
Again, they have an absolute dead read on Leggett's move. Hayden, first move, he was already going back. And again, a massive lead here. He is way out past the edge of the cutout. He's going to throw over again. I wouldn't be surprised if we see a pitch out here on the first pitch. Would be an opportune time for it. At least give Jeff a chance. Hayden with a even bigger lead, and he didn't get a great jump and a throw down to first, and they got him! Ooh, boys. Let me tell you.
That one was close.
That was about as close as it can be. Again, Hayden didn't get a good jump and then thought about going anyway, and Watkin with the throw behind, and man, oh man, that was close. And a step off there is Leggett trying to vary some of his moves and timing. So obviously, Leggett very aware that the Alpines are...
They got something on him, obviously.
Absolutely. That's a little shorter lead from Hayden here now. He has had a throw over. So 0-1 is the count here to Legier. Long pause, and Leggett. A late time call there from home plate. Again, this is where I wish we had the pitch clock. A
little bit of gamesmanship going on for sure here between the Alpines and Nick Leggett. This is the kind of stuff you don't
see in the big leagues anymore, folks. Nick's already thrown over 4 times. That's strike 2. Sorry, folks. Funny just came across the wire there, the in-game wire we have here with our producer just reminding us here that umpires are people too. So
bang, bang,
0-2. Oh, that's right. 0-2 is the count here to Legier. Again, still playing the cat and mouse game. Hayden with a massive lead. Got to figure he's going. Here. Yes, sir. He's gone. And that is popped up in the infield. Nobody is at first base, but this is going to be an easy double play. As Hayden popped it up, still slid into second base, and he's going to hear it from the Ironman fans down the first baseline, as that is going to be a 3-4 double play, which will erase the base runner, and there will be 2 outs here now in the inning.
Yeah, exactly what you needed in that scenario. Hayden with a great jump, and unfortunately nobody could get at him and let him know that ball was about 15 feet in the air.
Yeah, a lot of things being yelled when a ball's in the air in the infield. That is on the outside part to Matt Beach. And I'll tell you what, Matt Beach looks lost at the plate right now.
defeated might be a word I would use. Is he is taking some tough pitches, and when it's going bad, it seems like all the calls are going against you.
And again, and that's the thing. Again, just the body language not good. 0 for 1 here
But
in the game, 0 for 9 now in the series. But he's one swing away
has
from
the talent to
absolutely
the next pitch to hit it 450 feet dead center and get in a groove, and away he goes again.
Very late time call there from Beach. Surprised that was granted. And that is a grounder to third. Gale up with it, and he doesn't field it cleanly, and he throws it into the stands, and he allows one mistake to turn into two mistakes. And just like that, the Alpines will have a runner at second. He had no shot to get Beach there. Didn't matter.
Put that in your pocket.
Didn't matter if he had a Ellie De La Cruz missile throw from third.
Yeah.
Beach runs very well. He got down that line in a hurry.
No, and that just may be a little bit of panic on Gehrig's part there. You look up and you want to make the play after getting a hold of it again, but throw it in your pocket and it never hurts. You know what I mean?
So again, you allow one mistake to turn into two, so it is E5, and Beach is at second, and that is a broken foul. And Dow throws his bat away in disgust.
Frustration.
So 0-1 here to Dow. 2 out here in the top of the third inning. Leggett has battled here through the first 2+ frames. Has a chance to get out of the inning here, facing Dow. Long look out to second. Comes the pitch, and that's a swing and a miss, strike 2.
Good pitch by Nick there, tying Dow up in the inner half.
So quickly 0-2 here.
Especially after you just break a bat, you don't want to go after that inside pitch again.
We were saying, like, maybe that's just what Beach needs to get going. Like, obviously, that's an 0 for 1, reach on an error. But again, right, you get on base.
You're on base.
You make something happen with your feet here. You run hard. You make the defense make a mistake. Like, again, still being able to contribute despite the fact that you're 0 for 10.
Building on the little things, right?
Maybe that's just what he needs, right? We'll see if he can parlay that into something his next time up. Beach looking to steal here, and that hits. And I'll tell you what, that is a questionable hit by pitch call. Obviously, it hit him, but very little in the way of intent of getting out of the way.
Yeah, I'd say that on his load there, the elbow may have came out a little bit further than normal, but all is good, and he's going to take his free 90 feet.
So 2 on, 2 out here now, and that'll bring up the number 8 hitter, Huckins. Long look out to second here from Leggett. That's curveball for strike 1.
Good pitch by Nick.
Good pitch there, get ahead. And that's something that you've seen more from Leggett here in this inning, more first pitch strikes. Again, obviously, an error, a hit by pitch, but it seems like he's been ahead of every batter in this inning with the exception of Hayden, and that's strike 2. So again, just like he was with Dow, up 0-2 here. And you're right, this will be an interesting ball game right to the very end. I mean, it seems like every time Dig and I are in the booth here, that she's a tight affair. Unless it's Irish Festival Thursday. And that is going to get Pied Watkin. So that one in the dirt. That'll run it to 1-2. And now the Alpines have multiple runners in scoring position. Again, was looking easy breezy after that pop-up double play. But an E5 hit by pitch, and now a wild pitch. Huckins come through. And that's right there for strike 3. Leggett will get out of the inning, so the Alpines will get a couple on. They pop into a double play, get a couple on, strand them. So after 2.5 innings here, it is your Chatham Ironmen 2, the Saint John Alpines 2, here on O'Donaghues Ironmen Baseball Live. So we go to the bottom of the third inning here in a 2-2 ball game. Back to the top of the order for the Ironmen, and it will be Michael Q. McKay. Struck out backwards his first time. Alpines put the runners in at the corners. So again, 2-2 ball game here. The Alpines 2 runs on 3 hits. The Ironmen 2 runs on no hits. Both teams have committed an error. And that is hit high and deep into the right center field gap. That is a long run. But Matt Beach, who covers an absolute ton of ground out there, one of the better defensive center fielders in the league, makes that one look easy for out number 1.
Good swing by Mike there, right back up the middle, hit it on the screws, but to the deep part of the park. And like you said, Matt Beach covers a whole lot of ground out there.
He absolutely does. He does. He makes it look effortless covering that much ground in center field. So here's Keating. Keating with a hard ground ball out. Adam Clark his first time. After a good at bat, full count. Takes that one down in the dirt for ball 1. 2-2 ball game here. Galbraith having a hard time seeing the signs there. Asks for a bit of a new one. That's inside for ball 2. So again, fielding has been the difference here. A little bit. Again, the Alpines unable to take advantage of, and that's inside for ball 3. Alpines unable to take advantage of the Ironmen's defensive miscue there in the last inning. So 3-0 here to Keating. That's right down Broadway for a strike. And this already has the semblance of a bullpen game here, maybe being the difference. That is right there for strike 2. Keats no thought of that being ball 4. That is hit foul. Big skipper into the crowd there, and judging by the cheers,
Danny Carter made a great play.
Danny Carter makes a great play in foul territory per dig. Put a star next to that one for Danny. Here comes another full count pitch. That is hit into center field. Beach once again under it, and 2 up, 2 out, 2 F8s. So here's Leggett up trying to help his cause. Blew out the right field his first time. Part of that 1-2-3 top of the first inning as Galbraith tries to sandwich the second inning with a couple 1-2-3s. That one's fouled back. As the top of the order went 1-2-3 in the first and are 1 out away from going 1-2-3 here in the third. And that is hit hard towards short. Hill up with it. And a strong throw across the diamond. So the top of the order will once again go 1-2-3. 3 complete innings in the books. Here it is. Your Chatham Miramichi on Iron 3, Saint John Alpines. It's 2-2, guys. Okay? It's 2-2. After 3, it's 2-2.
He got there eventually.
Ironmen Baseball Live is brought to you by O'Donaghues Irish Pub. Did you know we have happy hour 7 days a week from 3 to 6 p.m.? Come on by for a drink and a snack. We also have wing night every Thursday from 5 to 10 p.m. Head on over to our website, O'Donaghues.com, to check out our full menu and upcoming event schedule. O'Donaghues, welcome to your pub. So here we go to the top of the 4th inning. It's going to be the number 9 hitter for the Alpines, Ryan Van Snick, the catcher. Nick Leggett back out for his 4th inning of work here. That's curveball inside for ball 1.
Van Snick doubled on a ball that probably clipped the bottom of a 737 flying above us right now.
Yes, big, loud, high double for Van Snick his last time. That's high for ball 2. That is line towards short. A little bit of a knuckler there that Keats has to track, but he makes the play. So that'll be L6 for those of you scoring at home. And out number 1. Back to the top of the order for Connor Hill. Hill, I believe, 0 for 1 with a walk.
0 for 1 with a walk on the night, yep.
Much. Validation. And that is hit high in the air behind third. And Goss calls for it, makes the play. So that'll be P9 for out number 2. So a couple quick outs here for Leggett here in the 4th.
And that's not the first time we've said that. There's been a couple innings where Nick's been able to get the first 2 quite quickly, and then
the third one
has eluded.
The third one
has eluded him for sure. So let's see if we can get back into it here. Clark 0 for 2, 4-3, and a backwards looking K, which was huge. The Alpines had the bases loaded in the top of the second.
Yep. Right. With 2 out, Hale way in at third, thinking about a potential bunt situation still. That one in there for strike 1. Clark having a bit of a laugh. Watkin here at the plate. That's a hard hit ball back up the middle. Leggett talking to his glove after that one, as I think he had a chance to make that play, but it eludes him. Words of encouragement for his glove after that one.
Words, yes. Encouragement, maybe not.
I heard what he just said to his glove there, and let me tell you, folks, I can't repeat it at home. So now, runner on with 2 out, and that is hit hard into left center field gap by Ryan Scott. That is going to go all the way to the wall right off the bat, and that's going to Clark will score without a throw, and again, Saint John gets down 2 outs and yet somehow turns it into something as Ryan Scott with a double, and the Alpines have taken the lead. It's 3-2. So Ryan Scott with an RBI double after the 2-out single. The Alpines have taken the lead. That'll bring up Hayden. And Rylan Matchett quickly out of the Ironman dugout and down the right field line to get loose.
And Hayden has made some loud contact in this series.
Mm-hmm. And again, with first base open here, we will see how willing Nick Leggett is to give him something on the inner half. Scott with a massive jump out there at second base. And we'll get a time call here. Again, the Alpines playing all kinds of games on the bases. 4 stolen bases in the top of the first inning. They have not had any since. But boy, oh boy, it has not been for lack of trying. And that is a mighty hack from Hayden there as Leggett reached back. I think that was probably his hardest fastball of the
I
night.
would say so, for sure.
Even the count at 1-1. I don't think Hayden was expecting that as he was very late.
Nick digging in here, a little bit of a...
There goes the runner. And Jeff, and a great play by Garrick Hale. I'll tell you, Jeff double pumped behind the plate, so I don't think there was much of a chance he was going to get him. And I'll tell you what, an absolutely phenomenal play to scoop it over there by Garrick Hale, because that had a high potential to getting down the line.
Yeah, absolutely. And if it gets down that line, it's another run, unfortunately.
Yep.
No chance for Jake Cook to make that play.
That is on the inner half for strike 2, and Hayden Not sure what he thought about that call. At first, he kind of winced, then he nodded his head. Okay. So 2-2's the count. Curveball high and away, and Nick talking to himself out here. Full count. And that is a foul ball at the plate. Yes, there are 3 umpires. Thank you, third base coach. They all saw it.
Just wanted to make sure that
just making sure.
you're
just making sure. Hey, no, that doesn't hurt.
The 6 eyes.
That's right. If you don't say anything, right? How would anybody ever know?
No, exactly.
So we're gonna get another
Here,
full count.
3-2 here again.
Full count, 2-out pitch here. That is fouled away. A good battle here between Leggett and Hayden. And that is hit high and deep to left field, but that'll be foul. They'll be out of here foul over the Ironman honor roll. So again, Hayden looking for the fastball there. Nick throws him a little something off speed. Hayden out in front. Still got a good piece. Another full count pitch. And that's right there for strike 3. Hayden upset at himself that he didn't take a rip there. So again, big strikeout to end the inning. But the Alpines do get one. A 2-out RBI double by Ryan Scott. So halfway home here at Ironman Field, it is the Saint John Alpines 3. Your Chatham Miramichi on Ironman 2.
He's going to hit one of those line drives through the third baseman.
I like it. So bottom of the 4th here, it's going to be Watkin, Cook, Mollison. The second inning, we had Watkin, Cook, Mollison, and that is the inning the Ironmen did all their damage as they scored 2 runs without the virtue of a hit. And through 3 innings tonight, they have been without the virtue of a hit. Galbraith has allowed 2 runs on no hits. He has walked, I want to say 3 or 4. And the Alpines have committed an error behind them. 3-2 ball game. Alpines have 3 runs on 5 hits. Ironmen have also committed an error defensively. Inconsequential one. Gary Hale made an error in the 3rd. And that is in there for strike 1. Right on the corner, right at the bottom of the zone. A great first pitch from Galbraith there. Galbraith with nobody on has been fantastic. And that is hit hard, and that's going to be a hard hit ball, and that's going to be an error on Ryan Scott, I will assume. We'll see if the official scoring there. But again, no, actually, they give him a hit. Oh, boys. I'm going to politely disagree with that being scored a hit. Oh, no, they took it down. Oh, they're on the wrong side here. Okay, wrong side of history.
The book that I have in front of me has an E5 there.
So the guys downstairs have given Watkin a hit on that one, which I'm going to say is questionable. I think Ryan Scott probably should have made that play, just going to his left a little bit. But either way, it's a base hit for Watkin, and the leadoff man is on. And that is hard hit to second. That's going to be 6-4, and Cook will beat it out. So Watkin is retired, 6-4 on the fielder's choice. Cook will reach, and it'll be 1 out and 1 on now for Charlie Mollison. What's going on down on the third base side there, but somebody's fired up. So here's Mawson. Walked his first time, if I remember correctly. And there's Cook going in a little hit and run there as Mawson fouls it off. So again, Watkin has recorded the Ironman's first hit tonight. Technically an infield single.
E5.
Hey.
We'll agree to disagree with
that's
the guys
right. Oh, 100%.
That's all good.
Yeah, 100%. That's in the dirt, and that's going to scoot away. Cook is going to take off. Here's the throw from Van Snick, and he is in there. No idea what the pitch matchup starts tomorrow night. That is 3 miles above my pay grade.
A lot of game left here tonight to deal with.
A lot of game left here tonight. Again, I think the pitching matchup tomorrow night might depend on the result here tonight. I think that for the Ironman, I think Julio Hernandez is a possibility. I think Garrick Hale is a possibility. Again, hard to say. That's going to be a grounder to first, which will move the runner up to third. So second out of the inning. Yeah, I have no idea what the pitching matchup might be. Again, on the Ironman side, I think Julio Hernandez would be an option. How long till playoffs? This is game 3 of the semifinals.
Welcome aboard.
Yeah, well, game 3 of the semifinals here tonight, Quentin. So we are in the we're in the heat of the playoffs here now.
One half of the championship bracket already set.
Right. That's right. The Charlottetown Islanders awaiting the winner of this series in the finals. Start date, TBD. So Logan Walsh is up here with 2 out, runner at third, has himself in a 2-0 count. Hey, it's all good, man. It's all good. Summer, you know what, Quentin, the thing is, summer flew by. Hard to believe it's already middle of September. That's a 3-0 pitch in there for a strike. Tell you what, Logan Walsh, daddy hack here if it's handy.
Yeah.
And it's not. Ball 4. I tell you what, Ryan Galbraith's been a different pitcher from the stretch tonight, I feel like.
Yeah, from the full, he commands his own really well. He commands all of his pitches. I think it's just a little quick from the stretch, and the control is what
Watkin battled a really good walk against him there in the second.
Yep.
And he went 4-pitch walk, and then a walk right after that.
Yep.
That's a good pitch on the outside for strike 1. So runners at the corners here. We'll see if we get something going on the base paths here to maybe try to make something happen. And that is a blooter to center. That is going to be a long run for Beach, but he is going to make it with ease. So the Ironmen get runners at the corners, and they will get nothing to show for it. So 4 innings in the books here, and it is your Chatham Miramichi Ironmen trailing 3-2 here in Game 3 of the New Brunswick Senior Baseball League semifinal on O'Donaghues Ironmen Baseball Live. Ironmen Baseball Live is brought to you by O'Donaghues Irish Pub. Come by and try one of our new menu favorites, the tot of the morning to you. Mayo, lettuce, tomato, egg, bacon, cheese, and 2 tater tot rings, all on a brioche bun served with home fries. How can you pass that up? We have brunch every Saturday and Sunday from 9 a.m. until noon. O'Donaghues, welcome to your pub. So here we go, top of the 5th. Again, another tight ball game as we get into the later innings. 3-2 Alpines through 4 complete. Nick Leggett back out for the 5th. Rylan Matchett back to warming up in the bullpen. And that is hit into left field. It's hit hard, but Jake Cook, a few steps to his right, he makes the play. So a hard hit ball for Legier that will end up as an L7 in the scorebook. That'll bring up Matt Beach. Beach 0 for 2. Reached on an error his last time. The series is 2-0 for the Ironmen. 3 tonight, game 4 tomorrow in Saint John. That is down for ball 1. That is a 58.5-foot changeup, I think it was. Yeah, game 3 tonight, game 4 tomorrow, game 5, if necessary, back here Monday night, 8 p.m. That is fouled back. 2 balls, 1 strike. Whitey hack from Beach there, trying to make something happen. And that is hit high and deep to center. That is a long run for both McKay and Goss. And it is McKay who makes the play. So an F8. And Beach is retired.
Again, they were both moving right there.
I'll tell you what, though. Hard hit ball there from Beach. Again, right? Only a matter of time before
building on the good things
before he busts out. That was a hard hit ball towards the gap. That's a great play from Mike, who again, much like Beach himself, covers a ton of ground out there.
Yeah, they just exchanged ones there. Each of them could have let that one go, and they each have a double, or you know what I mean?
Right. Not in the playoffs, regular season, sure. Here's Dow. That's strike 1. That was 0 for 1 with a hit by pitch, I believe.
No, he had a single in the
1 for 1 hit by pitch.
Second.
That's a great pitch for strike 2.
I believe it was Dow that had the broken bat. One piece went towards Nick, the other one went towards third base.
Yes, that play, yes, sir. That is, ooh, boys. I tell you what, that is.
Everybody on the field thought that one was strike 3.
I think Dow thought that was strike 3 too, just with the body language. There's a swing and a miss, strike 3, so it takes him an extra pitch, but he gets it. So a 3-up, 3-down inning for Nick Leggett, just what the doctor ordered. 4.5 innings in the books. The Ironmen coming up here for the bottom of the 5th, trailing to the Saint John Alpines, 3-2 in Game 3 of the New Brunswick Senior Baseball League Semi-Final here on O'Donaghues Ironmen Baseball Live. So we go to the bottom of the 5th. Again, how many times have we been in this situation, Dig? The Ironmen down a run, the bottom of the 5th, 9-1-2 coming up, getting late in the ball game. This is a repeat to a certain extent of what we had in obviously different circumstances, but Game 1, come from behind victory there.
Well, we've become accustomed to the come from behind victory. It just seems to be the recipe this year at Ironman Park is
using
the Ironmen
every
get
one
down.
of them 21 outs.
Exactly.
So Goss going to lead it off here, and then we'll have the top of the order in McKay and Keating. Again, Ironman trailing 3-2 here. Alpines looking for the bunt. That is right down the middle for strike 1. No activity in either bullpen at this moment. Have to think that Nick Leggett has probably thrown his last pitch here tonight, but we'll see. Big swing there by Goss. Again, his most effective inning, but pitch count getting up there. I was going to say,
the pitch count's getting up there, but that was the best inning he's had, so that may have bought himself a couple outs here.
I would say, yep. That is high. Goss thought about it, but then thought better about it. Big crowd here at Ironman tonight. Again, guaranteed $1,000 50-50 that hasn't been drawn yet. Baby. That is fouled away there, wasted by Goss.
Good swing to just get a piece of that one. Too close to obviously take this late in a ball game.
And the thing is, too, right? Galbraith, again, the thing you have to consider here, he has a pitch limit.
115.
That's right. So,
no, that's something that the Ironmen and the Alpines will both be managing in the dugouts, making sure that he's abiding by that 115 pitch count, arm, health.
That's inside for a ball. And again, I haven't been. I don't like to keep count. I got enough to do, but he has thrown I would say he's probably in the 70s, 80s at the moment. That's hit to short, and that's going to get by. As again, I'm not sure if that one kind of knuckled a little bit on Connor Hill, or maybe if he got to look into the lights, but that one off the end of the bat kind of fell away from him, and we'll see. They do give Goss a hit there. And I would say you could make a case that both of the Ironman hits tonight are in fact errors, because I think that's a play Connor Hill's got to make.
Yeah, I think he just got caught in between. That's one of those ones where you either got to go get it right away, or you got to kind of get the ball underneath it. I'm glad they got that one,
because that first one was not a hit.
Yeah, no, that one was safe.
Galbraith here having to throw from the stretch again, throws a curveball to McKay. So again, leadoff man on at the bottom of the order here. Kevin Bowes goes through the signs here. Alpine's looking at the potential of a bunt, maybe a hit and run. Big hole on the right side. Goss over at first. And we're going to get times here at the dish. So McKay steps back in here. Goss with a conservative lead over at first, and he's going. And there's the throw down, and he is going to be in there. So even though Goss had a conservative lead, maybe playing a bit of possum there, but that is a huge 90 feet for the Ironman, as that moves Goss up to second here with nobody out. Count is 1-1. So Goss with a big lead out at second, and that's a number out in front of the plate. That's going to be a tough play. No shot. So an infield single for McKay. Again, as soon as that ball was hit, there was no chance.
No, sir.
No chance you're getting Mike at first. So Van Snick does the absolute right thing there and hangs on to the baseball.
That would have been a perfectly placed bunt. That was just...
Well, and I'll tell you what, if he throws that to first, there was nobody covering the plate.
No.
So Goss comes around third. If that ball gets thrown to first of all, Mike is safe, and second of all, Goss is safe at home.
Yeah.
Because all three infielders were halfway up the third baseline.
And what do we say, Chris? 9-1-2 in the Ironman order. Get going. Now it's up to Keating and Leggett and Walkin to drive this run in and tie this ball game.
And there goes McKay on the first pitch, and he will get in there easily without a throw. So the Ironmen now have runners at second and third here with nobody out. Best situation they have had since the second inning when they scored 2 runs. 2 on, nobody out. Keating, Leggett. Galbraith moves back to the windup. That is in the dirt. Van Snick with a great block there. And I'll tell you what, interesting to see the Alpines in on the right side here. Hill's kind of playing just behind the line, but interesting with a 1-run lead and nobody out here for them to be playing in. And that one low and in there, and now it's 3-0, and I think you got to just give Keating the free pass here, right?
Yeah, I think put the double play in order.
I don't even know. I honestly have no idea why you're throwing this pitch.
No, I think all this could get you is
trouble. It's in there for a strike. You have one of the most dangerous hitters in the regular season, a guy who hit .425 and first base open. Here comes the 3-1. And that's inside for ball 4, and Van Snick with another great play. So the base is loaded here now with nobody out. And nobody is throwing in the Alpines bullpen. And I believe that is Julio Hernandez getting loose in the Ironman bullpen. Again, we said earlier, in a close game, potential save situation, the Ironmen thinking of how they're going to get through the last couple innings here. Rylan Matchett obviously warmed up and ready to go, but now Julio Hernandez getting loose, and I tell you what, he is getting loose with purpose. And the Alpines here will have to bring the infield in with nobody out, and they have nobody warming up in the bullpen. That's fouled away for ball 1.
It may be a scenario, Chris, where the guy they want to warm up is playing left field right now.
I would
Hayden
say,
Dow.
based on our pregame scouting, we believe Ryan Scott would be the first guy into the game out of the bullpen, and he's in left field. And that is hit hard but foul. So Leggett now in the hole here, 0-2. And boys, oh boys, if you ever needed a strikeout, if you're Ryan Galbraith, it's right in here, right now. And we're going to get times called here as Mike McKay adjusts his Velcro out there. And just like that, you have somebody from the Alpines going down to the bullpen. Appears to be going down there alone. Not sure. Don't have a jersey number on him, so can't tell you who it is. Might be Jack Baxter. Hard to say. We're keeping an eye on it, folks. So Mike's got his Velcro fixed up out there. So back in here, 0-2. And that is hit on the ground to third. And they're going to go to third for 1, and then Scott across the diamond, and he is safe. So that will be an RBI fielder's choice. And again, I think Scott had plenty of time to go home there.
I think he froze when that ball was hit to him. The easy play is home to first, and you got your double play right there. But went to the bag, got the 1, and wasn't able to make it. So the Ironmen, fortunate there, tie the game.
Yep.
You got runners on first and second with 1 out, and Jeff Watkin up.
Yep. That is a fielder's choice. RBI for Nick Leggett. So the Ironmen now have runners at first and second here with 1 out. And Jeff Watkin at the dish. So it is a tie ball game now. What a time it'd be for me to hear that classic Watkin off the bat sound. That's in the dirt. And again, heck of a play. What an inning.
Yeah.
What an inning
Ryan Van
Snick
Snick is making a big difference here tonight, folks. He is.
What a difference that's been from game 1. And again, nothing against Mark Legier, but he had a
solid
rough
catcher.
night with Hayden Dow the other night.
And Dow was obviously prone to throwing that ball in the dirt a little bit more than Galbraith is, but
and it's huge. It's huge as a pitcher facing this lineup when you have that confidence that you can.
As the ball comes down towards first base,
it's a different feeling when you know that you can throw one in the dirt and have that confidence that your catcher's got it. That is outside, so now it's quickly 2-0. So again, only 1 out here in the inning. The Ironmen have runners at first and second, and Watkin is at the plate. They have scored 1 run so far. Nick Leggett, RBI fielder's choice to tie the ball game. Here comes the 2-0 to Watkin. Galbraith with a spin out to second. Some good advice from down the left field line here, just asking Jeff for a base hit. Yeah, Scott, we heard that afterwards that he was battling a bit of an illness there. We heard that after the game. And, I mean, again.
Always a warrior. That's Mark Legier. He'll give you.
Tough. I mean, you see 15, 16 pitches like that in the dirt, man. It's hard to keep them all in front of you.
On top of a couple foul tips and
when you're feeling less than 100%, like, wow.
He's a warrior.
There's ball 4. So Watkin walks on 4 pitches. Yeah, we did hear a little after the game there that Mark had said to the guys he wasn't feeling great. So. So here's Jake Cook. Okay. Holy jeez. Blake Lynch enjoying the game tonight from the confines of his hot tub at home, it looks like. Asking if it's chilly here. The answer to your question is yes, it is. Here comes the first pitch to Jake. That's inside for a ball. Now you're in a situation here where Galbraith, who I believe is up to 5 walks in the ball game now, maybe 6, has nowhere to put Jake Cook here. 1-0. And Cook, it's into left field. That's going to get 1 run in. Nick is going to be held up at third, and the Ironmen take the lead 4-3 on a Jake Cook RBI single. An absolute line drive into left field, and again, because it was hit so hard, Dow up with it quickly and a strong arm. Kevin Bowes throws the stop sign up, but 1 is in, and the Ironmen have taken a 4-3 lead. I tell you what, that pretty much guarantees we're getting Julio time here.
Oh, absolutely. But to go back, what a great swing by Jake Cook.
Absolutely.
Pitch on the outer half, not trying to do too much with it. Shoots it the other way.
Yep.
RBI.
And now we get into a situation where you still have the bases loaded with 1 out and you're trying to get some insurance.
Somebody's got to get warm in the Saint John
There
bullpen
is
here
still
very quickly.
nobody warming up in the Alpines bullpen.
He's got to be at 90-plus pitches.
And that's high. The thing is, the command has left him. This is criminal. Like, again, nobody in the bullpen has thrown a pitch for the Alpines yet. They've got somebody down there now. We'll get a look at the old lineup here as we pull up the phone. And now it is 3-0 to Charlie Mawson. And again, you got nowhere to put him. And that is down for, bottom of the strike zone for strike one. That is Matt Nason warming up down in the bullpen. And, I mean, he is not throwing pitches. And that is on the inside part for strike two. He's just having a light toss here. So, I mean, he is a few batters away from being ready. And that is hit high and deep, but foul. Look out my car.
Nason, I believe, a reliever by trade, so maybe doesn't take him a whole lot to get warmed up anyway.
He's throwing 40-footers right now. Here comes another full count pitch. That is a great, and I tell you what, a great at bat here from Mawson, who has fouled off a couple tough ones here. What a battle here as Galbraith has battled back from down 3-0 to get it to 3-2. Charlie's fouled off a couple tough ones here.
And every foul ball, makes a difference with that pitch count limit.
8th pitch of the at-bat, and there's a grounder to second. That's not going to be a double play ball, and he throws it away! Throws it into left field! So that will be an error on Adam Clark, and the Ironmen score 2 at 6-4. And again, we said it was going to come down to defense. They had a chance there to turn 2 and get out of the inning. Adam Clark throws it wide of short. Connor Hill unable to come up with it. That will be E4, and the Ironmen score 2, and they still have runners at first and second here with only 1 out. And now Nason on the mound, getting loose very quickly down the left field line. That is a changeup on the outside part of the plate for strike one. And I'll tell you what, that's outside 1-1 again. Galbraith got them the ground ball they needed to get out of the inning. Again, it was going to be a very tough turn. Obviously, Charlie runs well down the first baseline, but they don't get one on the play. And that is a mighty hack from Walsh there at the 1-1, and he fouls that back.
Like we said at the opening, Chris, two starters that are going to pitch to contact, and you need the guys behind you to make the plays.
And the Alpines have 2 errors officially, I believe. You could easily call it 3 on that one that Watkin was awarded a hit. The 1-2 to Walsh, and that is high for a ball. Have to figure this is probably Galbraith's last hitter here, one way or another. There's a nubber just foul in the left-hand side batter's box. So again, the Ironmen have scored 4 runs here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Where have you heard that before? And have turned a 3-2 deficit into a 6-3 lead. And only 1 out here, and still 2 runners on. And there's a ball back up the middle. It's going to be a tough play for Hill. He's not going to make it! That ball gets through into the outfield, and the Ironmen are score another one. I was having a hard time trying to find the words for what Connor Hill did there.
It's just a little Ole didn't stay down on that ball, and it skipped straight. He was expecting it to hop one more time. They've given him a hit on the board.
Yeah,
and that's going to be Galbraith right there.
We're going to get times called here, and that's going to be it. I mean, they haven't even singled down to the bullpen, and already Nason's on the way in.
Yeah, second trip of the inning?
No, wasn't. He hasn't been out before, but. So that's going to do it for Ryan Galbraith. The Ironmen have exploded for 5 runs here in the bottom of the 5th, and they are still threatening for more. And I'll tell you what, we're having a conversation here. Not sure what the conversation is about. But Nason's going to warm up here. We're going to stay live. We're having a conversation here. Not sure what the conversation is about, but umpires getting together. Obviously, something seems to have happened. Either way, Matt Nason's into the game here. He's going to warm up. We're going to take a quick pause. The Ironmen have put up a 5 spot here in the 5th, and they lead the game 7-3. All right, so Nason throws a few warm-ups, and again, as Dig alluded to, primarily a reliever in more recent years, so doesn't take much to get loose. Recap what has happened here. The Ironmen have exploded for 5 runs here in the bottom of the 5th. They lead 7-3. They still have runners at first and second with only 1 out here in the inning. And Garrick Hale stepping up to the plate. The Ironmen have taken advantage of some walks and some defensive misplays here in the inning. That is right down the middle for strike 1 from Nason. No balls, 1 strike here. That is right at the bottom of the zone for strike 2.
A little bit more velocity to Nason.
Yeah, Nason coming
bringing it quite a bit.
Nason throwing some seeds here right out of the bullpen. That's going to get away. That'll be a pass ball against Van Snick, and it'll move the runners up to second and third. As Nason tried to put a little extra on that one up and away, Van Snick unable to corral it. That's a tough pass ball, but a pass ball nonetheless. So now the Alpines will bring the infield in here with only 1 out. See if Garrett can get something into the outfield here and pick up some insurance. And he will swing and a miss. Strike 3 for out number 2. Julio Hernandez continues to crank it up down in the bullpen here for the Ironmen. We'll see if he makes an appearance here now that it is a 4-run game. Or if they let Rylan Matchett come out for the 6th, perhaps. So here's Zach Goss, who led off this inning. The Ironmen have now hit around. There's a big hack from Goss for strike 1. Goss led off the inning with a free pass. Single. That's right.
At Connor Hill.
Yes, that's right.
Goss and Nason faced each other multiple times. They both know what the other showcases. So
and that is a hard hit ball towards second. Clark up with it, and he will make the play. So that will finally end the inning. The Ironmen send 10 batters to the plate here in the bottom of the 5th. 5 of them come around to score, and they have flipped the script in this one as a 3-2 deficit has turned in to a 7-3 lead here through 5 complete. On this edition of O'Donaghues Ironmen Baseball Live.
Ironmen Baseball Live is brought to you by O'Donaghues Irish Pub. Our beautiful back patio is open and dogs are welcome. We even have a special O'Don's Irish Pup menu for your furry friend. Head on over to our website, O'Donaghues.com, to check out our full menu and upcoming event schedule. O'Donaghues, welcome to your pub.
So we go to the top of the sixth, folks. We have been monitoring the conversation that has occurred as Julio Hernandez is into the game here, warming up. We'll get to that in a sec. We believe the discussion is around Ryan Galbraith's pitch count, who Galbraith, as a junior player, is limited on the pitch count, can only throw in one outing, 115 pitches maximum. And it would appear, based on what I'm seeing here, it would appear that the Saint John head coach has been ejected from the baseball game, as he is not standing in the third base, and I believe that is McQuaid. Is it not, Dig, who's coaching third?
I'm unsure. I believe that the Saint John head coach is still in the dugout.
Oh, no, here he comes out. So we're trying to figure out what's going on here. There was a lot of talk. The home plate umpire called the umpire supervisor down between innings. There's the first pitch from Hernandez. Is fouled off by Huckins. Hernandez threw a complete game here in game one. Gave up 7 hits, 4 runs, 4 earned runs, 5 runs total, I believe, and picked up a win. That is fouled out of play. Oh, here. There's some newbies there. Did they eject him? And there is a liner into right field, and that'll be a base hit. So Huckins is on here. So Van Snick up here. And he squares around a bunt and pulls it back. So the Alpines now having to battle from behind as they trail 7-3. Julio Hernandez has been called upon here to try to record the last 6 outs of this baseball game. There's a mighty hack at a big fastball there from Hernandez.
Yeah, so Nick always gets the A swing off. Never gets cheated.
That's right. So Nick Leggett goes 5 innings, allows 3 runs on 6 hits. 1 error was committed behind him, and he is in line to win this game. There's a foul ball, and that one caught Watkin in the no-no spot, it would appear. No, so Scott, 115 pitches is the junior pitch count. 115 is the max. And there's a great pitch just outside. That'll run the count to 2-2. Here comes another one, and there's a swing and a miss, strike 3. A punche for Hernandez. That's out number 1. So we're getting some intel from down on the field. Apparently the conversations are not at all related to pitch count, and they are related to apparently a bat or some bats that are being used in the game. Not going to speculate as to any more than that, but that is in the dirt to Hill as they go back to the top of the order here. So we're hearing that it is not the discussion on the field between the umpires and the coaches, not pitch count related. Apparently it is bat related. So that's all we know at this time. That is on the outside part of the plate for a strike. So 1 out, 1 on here in the top of the 6th as we focus on the game. And the Alpines are going to have to get to the Ironman ace here. That is right there for strike. Ball 2. Okie doke. Pretty good from up here. 2 balls, 1 strike's the count here. 1 out, 1 on. That is just down and away for ball 3. Hill and then Clark here as, again, top of the order, which has done some damage here tonight.
Yeah, I've been the 2, 3, 4 hitters that have done, and Legier obviously in the 5, that big 2-run.
There is a liner into right field. That is going to be, oh, Goss tried to make a sliding play out there. unable to come up with it. He does keep it in front of him. So
Really good job keeping that ball in front
hit.
of him. That had the potential to go to the wall, and then we got real trouble.
Yeah, and I think he's thinking make a sliding play. Would have had an easy double play there, as Huckins was already pretty much at second. But he does keep it in front of him. So 2 on, 1 out here for Adam Clark. And again, the Hill, Clark, Scott, Hayden, and Legier alignment has worked out for Saint John tonight. Worked out back in the first. They needed to work out here in the 6th, and there's a swing and a miss at a slider in the dirt. Tell you what, opportune situation for a little ground ball to Chris Keating. He squares around to bunt, and I'm not sure where that pitch was.
Must have been below the knees.
Down, I guess.
The umpire said.
Again, hard to judge up and down. The strike zone has been, for the most part, pretty tight all night.
Yeah, no, he's called it both sides. Hasn't given a whole lot.
Has been tight both sides. I know Galbraith and Leggett both kind of questioned a few pitches throughout the ball game. That is down and in for ball 2. So again, Hernandez, who pitched here Monday night, brought in here in the 6th in relief of Nick Leggett. Trying to get the final 6 outs, has recorded 1, needs 5 more. Can't get them all with 1 pitch. That's a slider in there for strike 2. So that runs the count back to 2-2 now. Clark, then Ryan Scott. Ryan Scott had an RBI double his last time up after Clark had reached with a 2-out single. That is a backed up slider that stays high and in.
Has to bear down right here and make a pitch. You can't load the bases with Scott and Hayden looming in the hole.
Yeah, I agree. And that is a hurted ball to short. Keating tries to come up with it, and he can't. And that will actually allow the runner to score. So that will be an RBI single for Adam Clark, and it is 7-4. So now the Alpines will bring the tying run to the plate here in the form of Ryan Scott. Ryan Scott and Ennis Hayden. As per usual, you probably paid for the whole seat, but you only need the edge. So Scott had an RBI double his last time, and we all know the power of Ennis Hayden. He hit a home run here Monday night off of Hernandez.
Yeah.
First and second here. That's a fastball called down for ball 1. One ball, no strikes here. 7-4 ball game. 1 out here in the top of the 5th. 6th. And that is inside for a ball. 2-0.
And Julio obviously getting into this inning not as sharp as what we saw Monday night.
Yep.
Fighting the command a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'll tell you what, it is at this point of the evening down to 12 degrees. So I'll tell you what, grip starts to play a bit of a factor.
Yeah, big time.
There's a big swing and a miss. Scott was looking for a fastball there. Hernandez went slider.
And with a guy who
this is the loudest we have heard Ironman Field at any point this season.
Yeah, big time. Yeah, the crowd is into this one, but with a guy who spins ball as much as Julio, that do factor is going to come into play.
Absolutely. There is a liner into right center field. That is going to be trouble. That is going to get down, and it is going to go all the way to the wall. That will score 1. That will score 2. And a 2-run double from Ryan Scott. And it is a 7-6 ball game. So just like that, the Alpines, after giving up 5 in the 5th, have turned it right around and have come back in here and scored 3. And they still have a runner in scoring position with 1 out and Ennis Hayden at the plate. Get time here is Ironman pitcher coach Terry Leggett is going to come out and have a conversation with his ace here. And again, you know, we had said it was only going to be a matter of time before these Alpines started hitting. And they've had some big, again, Ryan Scott with a couple of huge doubles here tonight.
Yeah, big time
3
swings by
RBIs.
Ryan Scott.
Again, rewarding his manager for moving him up to the 3 spot with a big night. And Hayden, a guy who has had some long at-bats tonight, hasn't had a whole lot to show for it, but he's a imposing figure up there, has had some real good at-bats. Struck out his last time, I believe.
And with 1 out here, I understand, you know, Julio's your best. You're not going to intentionally walk him, but
yeah,
you can pitch around him and put the double play in order still, right?
And again, Ennis Hayden took Julio Hernandez deep here Monday night. So battle of the imports here. Pivotal moment in this ball game as it's 7-6. And there's a fastball. Oh, baby. That might be the hardest fastball we've seen Hernandez throw all year.
Yeah, that one popped the mitt pretty good. Reaching
Absolute
back for a little
gas
extra
there for
here.
strike one, absolutely.
He knows he doesn't have to go 5 innings. He's got 5 outs to work with. Empty the tank.
Yep. And a pick in the second, and they got him! Ryan Scott got caught leaning towards third, and he's picked off an absolutely abysmal base running mistake for the Alpines.
You just can't do that.
Run gets picked off at second base.
You just can't do that as the tying run in the top of the 6th inning.
And again, the Alpines have been very aggressive on the base pass all night. You could see that play develop. Scott took a big secondary lead before Julio threw the pitch. So here comes the 0-1, and there is a hard fastball, and it's fouled off, and it's 0-2. So the Alpines go from having the tying run at second base with 1 out to having nobody on and 2 out. The starters were Nick Leggett for the Ironmen, Ryan Galbraith for the Alpines. There's a slider there from Hernandez. Hayden fouls that off. The count remains 0-2.
The ballpark is alive here, Chris. You can feel the murmur.
The 2-0 or the 0-2. And there's a pitch. Strike 3 called. Hayden goes down. A huge strikeout there for Hernandez. The Alpines do score 3 in the inning. Oh boy, are we in for a tight finish here. 5.5 innings in the books here at Ironman Field. It is your Chatham Miramichi Honda Ironman 7. The Saint John Alpines 6. So after a I guess a bottom of the 5th and a top of the 6th to remember, we are in here in the bottom of the 6th. It is the top of the order for the Ironmen as they look for some insurance. That is in there for strike one as Matt Nason is out for his first full complete inning of work as he came in relief of Ryan Galbraith in the bottom of the fifth, an inning where the Ironmen scored 5. That is a slider outside for ball one. Alpines to this point have 6 runs on 9 hits and have committed 2 errors in the field. The Ironmen have 7 runs on only 5 hits and have an error. And I would say those 5 hits, that 5 total, generous.
Could be 3.
Could be 3. But either way, that's not the column that matters. The only column that matters is runs, and it's 7-6. The 1-2 here to Mike. There's a swing and a miss, strike 3. So Nason with a big strikeout to lead off the inning there, and that'll bring up Keats. So again, Julio Hernandez likely going to be back out. It's going to be Legier, Beach, and Dow in the top of the 7th. Matt Nason's job here is to keep this a 7-6 ball game and give his team a chance. Big crowd here indeed. Again, $1,000 guaranteed 50-50 here. There's a foul ball at the plate. The Tang warming up in the bullpen.
Hang and wheeze.
Okay.
Just staying loose
Just having
out
a
there.
catch.
It's a nice cold night
There's
out
a
tonight.
great slider back door there from
by,
Nason for strike 2.
Good pitch by Nason. Just the boys staying warm down the line in case their services are needed.
Yeah, that's right. In case they need some defensive replacements in the outfield would be my guess. Again, probably. Oh, that's inside. Look out. So 1 and 2 here to Keating. And again, I would say most likely scenario would be Langtang's going to take over in left field in the 7th.
Yeah, could be
a little bit of a defensive upgrade over Jake Cook for the 7th inning. So just getting his arm loose. It's a cold night. There's a bounder to second. So that'll be the second out of the inning. Again, would not be uncommon to see Langtang go out to left field if needed. Adam Clark is playing. He's currently out at second base. Had a pretty good night. Good night at the dish. Couple knocks, I believe.
Yeah, Clark, couple singles, 2 runs scored.
Yes, sir. There's a foul back from Nick. I'm going to lose my voice before this game's over, Dig, just so you know. You may have to bring her home, kid. There's a inside-out swing. That's going to stay in play, and Huckins is going to drop it. I mean, that was a very tough play heading down towards the line.
Good effort by Connor Huckins to try to get to that ball, laid flat out, and it was just off the end of his glove.
Very good effort. Again, approaching the tarp, and again, I would say the grass may be starting to, especially over there where it's not really well traveled, might be starting to get a little damp.
Yeah, I would say for sure.
Here again.
Chilly night here at Ironman. I know the boys in Saint John said that they had some warm weather, but the chill is definitely
she's
in the air here.
She's a solid 11 degrees here. She's no 11 in the press box. Probably about 5. Feels like that's high for a ball. Chris Keating is playing. He just grounded out 4-3 for the second out of the inning. Here's the 1-2 to Nick, and that is outside for a ball. And again, that's been outside. Here's the thing, though. That's been outside all night. Again, the Saint John dugout protesting, but that has been a ball for
very consistently
6 innings tonight. That's been a ball.
Yeah, no, the home plate umpire has been very consistent. That ball's been away. He hasn't been giving it to either team.
We might not like it. I mean, we might not like it either. You know, I like giving a little bit on the outside, but again, that pitch has been a ball all night.
Yep. No, 100%.
So Nick stays alive with a good foul there. It will remain 2-2. And that is hit off the hands into left. Dow is out there and make the play. So 3 up, 3 down for Nason. So we will go to the top of the 7th inning. Last kick at the can for the Saint John Alpines. It is your Chatham Miramichi Ironmen 7. The Saint John Alpines 6. We'll be back for the 7th inning after a word from our sponsor, O'Donaghues Irish Pub.
Ironman Baseball Live is brought to you by O'Donaghues Irish Pub. Did you know we have happy hours 7 days a week from 3 to 6 p.m.? Come on by for a drink and a snack. We also have wing night every Thursday from 5 to 10 p.m. Head on over to our website, O'Donaghues.com, to check out our full menu and upcoming event schedule. O'Donaghues, welcome to your pub.
So as we go to the 7th, we do have a defensive substitution. Adam Wenzel in to play third base as a defensive replacement for Logan Walsh. Logan Walsh moved from third to first when Nick Leggett came out of the game, as Nick Leggett went to first after he started. When Julio Hernandez came in to relieve him, boom!
The whole thing, one take.
Got it. Top of the 7th inning here. Boys, oh boys, again, we have been treated to another absolute classic here. The Alpines with 2 in the first, 1 in the 4th, 3 in the 3rd, or 3 in the 6th. The Ironmen with 2 in the 2nd and 5 in the 5th. 3rd inning, the only inning of the ball game where no runs were scored. And I'll tell you what, Julio Hernandez would love for the 7th inning to be the 2nd inning of this ball game where no runs have been scored, because it would mean the Ironmen 3 outs away from a 3-0 stranglehold on the series. The Alpines need this. They need a run here.
They need a spark. Yeah,
and they're gonna have Mark Legier lead it off here. We haven't heard who won the 50-50. It hasn't been announced yet. Keith, there's a swing and a miss. Legier
trying to tie this game with that swing right there.
Trying to tie it with one swing, and was just a bit late on that one for strike one. There's a swing and a miss. What a splitter there from Hernandez. I was talking to him after the game the other night, corrected us, said it's a splitter, not a changeup.
Splitter, not a changeup.
There you go.
Kevin Gossman-esque.
When I'm doing my homework here, and his splitter was a heck of a good one right there. And it's 0-2 now to Legier. There is a strike 3 on the, where was that? Well, folks, I have no idea where that pitch was.
1-2.
1-2. Nobody in the ballpark knew where that one was. That one's foul back. Look out. Coming into your living room. Count remains 1-2. Here comes another 1-2. That one is hit high and deep to left field. Back at the track. Off the wall. And
Mark Legier did not hustle out of the box.
Legier in his home run trot hit the gym, maybe.
Did not hustle out of the box, and unfortunately, he's standing on first base right now.
That is an inexcusable mental mistake right there in a one-run ball game.
He may be hurting too, though, because we're gonna have a pinch runner, so it may have been a situation.
You pinch run for your DH anyway. I mean, it's a one-run game, but you got to be running full tilt out of the box there. I'm sorry.
And it'll go as a long single in the book.
That is a long single. Like I said, I'll have to go back and watch. I think he thought he got it.
I believe so too. I think Julio thought he got it.
To be fair, I thought he got it too.
No, yeah, 100%. I also.
Which again, and so here's Matt Beach, and we've been saying it is time for Matt Beach to bust out here. And there's a swing and a miss for strike one. He hit the ball hard as last time. He is 0 for 3. But last time up, he hit the ball very hard into right center field. The Alpines need him to come through right here. Runner over at first. I'm not sure who came in to pinch run there. It might be Zach Alain or it might be Jackson Mitchell.
Number 48.
Okay, so 48 is Jackson Mitchell. I'm going to check my lineup just to make sure. Jackson
Julio
Mitchell
up
is
0-2
48.
here.
So 0-2 here. And that is bounded towards first. And that's going to be over Leggett's head and into right field. So again, I'll tell you what, that is Beach's first hit of the series. But you know what? You take them any way you can get them.
What an opportune time to get your first hit.
Absolutely. Again.
Keeps the line moving here for a Dow bunt.
Yep. Puts the ball in play.
So
Puts the ball in play and chips it over the first baseman's head. So that will be Beach's first hit of the series, but boy, oh boy, what a huge one it is. It is the Alpines' 11th hit of the night. And now the Alpines have runners at first and second here with nobody out, and you have to assume Hayden Dow's dropping it down here.
Dow's bunting. The Ironmen just need to know where this ball needs to end up.
And no square.
What?
No square there from Dow. He swings away.
Like, what?
Maybe you give him one. I don't know where that ball went either, by the way.
Yeah, that was kind of into nowhere there.
I think that ball.
0-1, but you got to think he one for him, one for the team here. Lay one down, move the guys across. You got 2 chances to drive in the tying run.
Nope. No sign of squaring there. One and one is the count. There's a number. Well, that is a bunt, and that's going to be, and I think that's just to eat it. So that might as well have been a bunt. And now the Alpines have the bases loaded here with nobody out. That's going to get Kevin Bowes out of the dugout here. So again, since that missed third strike call to Legier, it has been a long single, a infield chopper single, and then that somewhat swinging bunt single.
Yep. 3 balls. Well, the Legier one obviously hit very hard, but the last 2 just kind of placed. And Kevin Bowes out here just to calm the guys down a little bit, say, Julio, you got it. Know where we're going with balls. We're going to play, I would imagine, corners in middle double play depth is what I'm guessing.
Yeah, we'll see.
You trade the run for 2 outs.
And this is where, again, and we don't have any intel.
Everybody's going to be in.
We don't have any intel about what's going on over with the, with certain guys on the bench and stuff. But hang on, let me pull my lineup up here. This seems like a perfect situation where you bring Devin Thomas off the bench.
Yeah, I'm not sure. We haven't seen Thomas in the series.
That's in there for a strike. And I know, I believe there might be some health stuff there. But again, right, you've got Huckins, who, again, he's had a great series. Hit 150 in the regular season, so we'll see what happens here.
Has a hit tonight.
Saint John coaches trusting their guys that they put in the lineup here to come through. And there is a pitch outside. Huckins thought about it. 7-6 here in the top of the 7th inning. The bases are loaded with nobody out. Julio Hernandez with the pitch. That is high for a ball.
And lots of life in the Saint John dugout now.
I'll tell you what, kudos to the Alpines here because they have not, their bench has not given up.
Nope, they've been in this ball game from the very first pitch.
They were down 7-3. They still believed. And that is a swing, and it is 2-2.
Huckins not happy with himself for going around on that one.
There is no better friend to Hernandez here than a strikeout.
Yeah.
You have to think this is going to be a mid-80s fastball right here.
Yeah, this is the best one I got in the tank. See if you can hit it, big guy.
Yeah. The 2-2. And that's called strike 3 for out number 1 as Hernandez goes to the slider. And that will be out number 1. The bases will remain loaded.
And now the middle of the Ironman infield can back up for the double play ball. The corner's still going to stay in.
Yeah.
Wenzel at third base, good defender, step in the bag, throw to first. Same with Nick.
Yep. He is here. You want to get at least 1 out. As Van Snick takes a big swing and a miss. And again, top of the order looming as Connor Hill is in the on-deck circle here with Van Snick at the dish. 1 strike, 1 out, bases loaded, the Ironman up 1. That is fouled back.
If a ball is hit to the outfield, you're going to want it at your center fielder, Mike, or your right fielder, Zach, the 2 best arms in the outfield.
Dan Snick a little mad at himself there. Felt like he had the fastball timed up. Just couldn't square it up. Here comes the 0-2. That's in the dirt. Watkin with a great block. Keeps it in front. And again, that is the confidence you have with a guy behind the plate who you know can block the ball.
Yeah, you try to throw a really good one.
You can spike that 80-mile-an-hour slider.
Yep. And be confident that it's not going to end up at the backstop.
Yep. So 1-2. Hernandez still in the driver's seat here in this count against Van Snick. That's a high fastball. Hernandez with a little extra there, but it got away from him. And again, the temperature has dropped now down to 10 degrees. We've seen a few balls thrown out of play here, so obviously some moisture forming on the field. 2 balls, 2 strikes here. That is down and away for ball 3. The most important pitch of the ball game is about to come here. Full count, 1 out, top of the 7th. The Ironmen lead by 1. The Alpines have the bases loaded. Hernandez has the one he wants. Here it comes. Hit high in the air. Nobody sees it. That's an infield fly, so it doesn't matter. It's
out! He's out! Ball game over!
Jackson Mitchell!
Ball game over!
Jackson Mitchell with the base running mistake of the millennium, and that should be the ball game. So that's an infield fly, and the runner's out, and the ball game is over. Unbelievable!
That's 2 unbelievable base running miscues.
That is absolutely just, again, I think the issue here is that nobody called that there was an infield fly. But that was absolutely an infield fly with the bases loaded and 1 out. It was a fair ball.
Yep.
And that's the ball game. This is going to be ball game here. And I think Jackson Mitchell, again, he came off the bag, so the batter's out. Nobody has to advance. Jackson Mitchell's tagged out, and this game's over.
Yeah, it's as easy as that. And you know, the Alpines cost themselves
the 6th and the 7th. They
exactly.
had the tying run on the 6th. Ryan Scott gets picked off, and then there again.
And in the book, in the rule book, it says infield fly, batters are out, runners advance at your own risk.
And again,
and he took off.
That ball,
he tagged him.
Some confusion there between Wenzel and Hernandez over at third. Hernandez thought he was under it. Wenzel calls him off. Neither of them make the play. But again, it's an infield fly. As long as it's a fair ball, nobody has to touch it. Nobody has to make a play. So an absolutely
what an absolute crazy way
to end the ball game.
We have seen everything from these seats this summer. We have seen everything. That is unbelievable.
I mean, again, right, that's just a situation where, you know what, 3-2, you're trying to get something in the zone. That ball has hit a mile in the air. And I tell you what, the last 2 innings in this ball game, for the Ironmen to come from 3-2 down, they put up a 5 spot. Saint John doesn't give up. They come back and score 3. They had bases loaded in the 7th with nobody out, and they are leaving here with a 7-6 loss, and they are down 3-0 in the series. And now they have to turn around and play tomorrow night at 7 o'clock with their season on the line.
And you know what? We may sound like we're harping on them here, but Saint John played a really good baseball game. All three of these baseball games have been terrific, and they're just a hit, or you know what I mean, like a bounce or something. And unfortunately, they've cost themselves too.
Well, and that's
with
again,
the base
right?
Running.
You know what? Like, here's the thing: is you know we talked earlier in the game about the key for the Alpines to get back in this series was to limit the errors,
clean baseball.
And while the scoreboard had 2 errors, there was a third that was questionable, and 2 major errors on the base paths.
Yep.
Was somebody getting picked off, and then that play at the end. Again, when you're playing a team, we've said it all year, the Ironmen don't give up. They put the ball in play. They make you make plays to get them out. Like, you can't help but feel like the 2 games we've seen here, the Alpines had chances to win both of those games.
Yes.
And yet they're down 3-0. And again, tonight they had things working that weren't working. They hit the ball really well tonight. Ryan Scott had a hell of a ball game. Again, I know he got picked off there, but let's not take away from the fact he had 2 massive doubles, 3 massive RBIs here tonight. But again, what we've said all summer long with the Ironmen, Jake, is they don't quit. They don't give up. They play 21 outs. And they make you beat them. They don't beat themselves.
Yeah, 100%. It's sound fundamental baseball, and you just gotta right now feel for the Alpines, and you gotta think that's a long drive home tonight. You got tonight to stew over it. And you got to wake up tomorrow with a clean head to say, all right, boys, we've put ourselves at the bottom of the mountain. Let's go climb it. And you need everybody on that roster pulling the same way for the next 4 games to have a chance to go meet Charlottetown in the final.
So game 4 of this series goes from Saint John tomorrow night at 7 p.m. If you're looking for a live stream of the game tomorrow night, you can head over to the Alpines X page. It is x.com/SJ Alpines. They do a great job. I really enjoyed watching their stream last night. I strongly encourage you to tune in. Again, I enjoyed watching the stream last night. I love watching the streams from around the league. So game 4 tomorrow night, 7 p.m. from Saint John. If there is a game 5, it will be Monday night here at 8 p.m. Jake and I will be live. But the final score here from Ironman Field, your Chatham Miramichi Ironmen take a 3-0 lead with a 7-6 win. On behalf of the best color man in the business, Jake Dignam, I am the voice of the Chatham Miramichi Ironmen, Chris Jardine. Take care and enjoy the night.